Just a quick intro here before the video review starts. I'm not going to edit this in any way. I'm going to let it ride for the 20 or 30 minutes or whatever it is and not cut anything out. I make a few mistakes with some terms. You'll probably catch them. I'm just going to let it go. So this is a totally 100% honest review. At the end, I'm going to make another quick, maybe minute to 2 minute long video with some final thoughts after using these for more than the video length. I did use them afterwards, so I had a few things to just touch on after that. So enjoy the review. Hey everyone, this is Charlie with No Plan Painting. We're here with our first product review for a company called Renfert. They're a dental company based in Germany with the U.S. location just around Chicago. I wanted to try them for the hobby after I saw an ad for them on Facebook. I dropped a comment and showed them some of my artwork, and they were nice enough to send out a couple of brushes for me to review for them. They're primarily in the dental community. They don't seem to have any footing in our hobby in miniature painting or anything like that, so these look like they'd be a good fit for what we do. They're like really precise, really sleek, so let's give them a shot here. We're gonna do the first impressions. So we got a number 2 and a number 6 cone is the shape they call it. The other one is a flame shape they call it. So we got these. It's kind of first impressions. I was a little excited when they came in the mail, and I already did open them. You can see that seal's broken. So I have not tried them yet, but like I said, I did look at them already. To say they're nice is an understatement. I'm not sure what. I'm gonna just guess that they're aluminum. They are metal. It's they're pretty lightweight, but they feel dense and heavy, if that makes any sense at all. I guess when you say they just feel really quality. So yeah, that's really slick look to these things. Now, the interesting thing is these have removable tips here. So you can go ahead, unscrew the handle, and just order the new brush tip, which I think is actually kind of a cool idea. I know a lot of our brushes in the hobby community are wood handles, so when you're done with the brush, just move on to a new one. I'm not going to do like a head-to-head comparison with some of the other brushes I use, because I want these to kind of stand on their own, since these really weren't designed for what we do. So let's get to the tip of this thing here. Take the plastic off. There we go. And these are, I mean, razor sharp. I don't know if I can even get that on the camera. So that's the number 2. Let's get that cap back on there. And the number 6 is pretty sizable. I really don't go above a number 4 brush when base coating miniatures. This is much more substantial. And you're talking the size of a ballpoint pen easily here. Again, this one also has removable brush tip, again, which I think is a fantastic idea. Let's get that back on there, and then get that off. There we go. This thing is kind of a beast. I don't know if it's picking it up on the camera, but the bristles here have an interesting, I'd say, a sheen to them. I don't know if that's just what needs to be washed off. We'll find out in a minute here once we get these things wet. But again, just first impressions here. These things are really nice. I mean, there's no getting around it. These are gorgeous. With the nice Layer Evo logo right there. Feels like it's maybe laser etched or chemically etched in there. Let's put those down. Now the bristle type I did have a question about. Coincidentally, the person that sent these out to me, his name is also Charlie. So it was getting a little confusing there. These bristles are called Bionic bristles. I know that's just their term for it. I did ask, for sake of cleaning and care, how I should treat these. Are they natural hair? Are they synthetic? Is there some sort of hybrid thing going on? They are, from what I gather, a proprietary thing, but we are to treat them as fully synthetic brushes. So we will not be using anything like this to clean them. This will destroy synthetic brushes. This is only for natural hair brushes. So I would use good old Masters brush cleaner and plain water. No need to get crazy about it. Now let's get on to getting these things in some water and cleaning them off. Now they did send me over the care instructions for these, and it says before first use to thoroughly remove the gum arabic hair gel is to break up the firm dry gel of the brush with your fingers and the brush of the hair brush over it. Basically it's saying to do it dry. I've never done that with a brush before. I'm almost afraid to break it up like that before putting it in the water. So I'm just going to play it safe and get this in the water first. I had to read it a few times to make sure I was seeing that. It's still very, very firm. Oh, there we go. Okay, well that feels not like any other brush I've used before. Just gonna do this in the back of my hand. Okay, there we go. Alright, I can already tell the spring on these brushes is really nice. It seems are ready to come right back. If I can... Yeah, I can already tell these are going to be impressive. So that's the first one there. A little bit more water. That I want to make sure all of that original hair gel is off of there. Let's get a paper towel actually. So you can see this is a size 6 and this comes to a complete razor point. How they're gonna be after getting some acrylic ink and pigment in there, we'll see. These were designed for, again, dental use. So I imagine some sort of porcelain or ceramic, whatever they use in that industry, is what they're originally aimed to work with. So there's our size 6. Let's get the size 2 in there. Put you on right there. And get the paper towel. I should probably get different colored gloves. I didn't know these are going to be this dark of brushes. Again, razor fine point. Yeah, smaller brush, so it was easier to break up that hair gel. Yeah, again, the spring on these brushes is very impressive. Just trying to. This is just water I'm using. There's no paint or ink or anything. Yeah, but it comes right back to where it was. I'm probably pushing these bristles about 45 degrees away from where they sat. That's pretty good. So yeah, initial thoughts, I mean, these feel fantastic. And again, they're not wood, they're metal. And again, synthetic bristles rather. Again, they call it Bionic hair. What is actually going on there, I'm sure, is a company secret. But again, so far, really cool stuff. So you've got number 6 and number 2. And what I mentioned before, there's that distinctive sheen on these bristles I've never seen before. It's still there. I thought it was just a gel. You have to see, it looks really cool actually. It's a little sparkly almost. So now that we've got these kind of cleaned up from their initial hair gel that's on there, that gum. Let's get some paint on these things. Yeah, what we want to do with them. All right, now that we've got some of the initial, reactions here and got them all in some water, let's just jump into it like we normally would with any other miniature. Let's dive in head first. Again, this isn't a paint review, so I will tell you what paints I'm using. Just using the scale color, their standard line of acrylic paint. So no metallics, no inks, nothing fancy, just paint. So let's see. All right, let's just dive in. I should probably take off my glasses. There we go. Yeah, already this feels pretty nice. No two ways about it. Now I am worried about... Well, actually, let's rinse that off there. I was a little worried about getting paint up into the ferrule, because that is usually a death sentence for paintbrushes, and it's very difficult to clean. So I've got the bristles here are nice and soaked, so the paint shouldn't travel too far up. Water there. Sorry about background noise. I can hear the clothes washer on the other side of the room. Now with the body of this brush, I'm sure it can hold a lot more paint and medium. I don't want to, I want to push these brushes and stress test them, but not to the point where do any damage. As you can see, it's already starting to leak up about a third of the way into the brushes, the bristles rather. But yeah, this goes on real nice. Again, this isn't a paint review, it's a brush review. Now with the paint in there, it seems to maybe hold a shape a bit longer after brushing it on there, but it seems to come back pretty quick after I get some water back into it. Now obviously with this big guy I'd want to do some base coating. Yeah, I admit these are actually pretty good. Now, things I won't do with this, obviously I'm not going to do any dry brushing, because that will be the end of the brush, and anything with this fine of a point I wouldn't be using as a dry brush even after it's seen its day. It'd be kind of pointless, no pun intended. Yeah, this is working out pretty well here. Again, I'm reluctant to really get paint too far up the hairs, because I'm afraid to use that abrasive brush cleaner or anything synthetic. Let's get a bit more here. Edge highlighting. Something I want to try with these. There's a lot of area on this brush, and like I said, it can hold a lot of paint and medium. Normally I'd use a size 2 with a good body, but honestly, I could almost paint a whole miniature if this thing were properly loaded and not have to go back to the palette. I can see these being really, really good for a loaded brush style technique. Actually, these would be fantastic for that. Maybe we should try that here in a minute. Kind of getting carried away. We're having fun. I want to paint this whole piece. This is just a leftover bit, so it's not like I'm going to really use this or anything. But this is becoming enjoyable to use, to the fact that I'm not even paying attention to where I am on the camera. Let's get a little more focus here. Yeah, this holds a lot of paint and medium. I noticed... Wow. Alright, that's something I wasn't expecting. I just noticed this. Usually when I go to rinse one of my other brushes, a natural hair brush, it can sometimes be a fight to get the paint out of there. This seems to come off fairly quickly. So let's kind of load this up here. So that's It's creeping up to that's loaded. Usually when I swirl it around in the water, I sometimes have to scrape it up against the side of the jar to get any residual paint off there. Or I have one of those brush scrubbers usually. I don't know where mine is, to tell you the truth. At the bottom. But this, it's, I don't know if it's like hydrophobic, but that rinsed right off. I want to see if there's any paint in between. See if I can bring this up here to explain what I'm doing. I want to spread the hairs out to see if there's any paint in between everything. On the surface level, there's like zero trace of paint. And if I kind of... yeah, there's nothing there. Alright, I'm a little surprised. I'm kind of going to go off script here. I got a little paper over here. It's telling you kind of my notes where I want to talk. I wasn't expecting this. Even a new brush, I've never had do that. Actually, I'm just going to grab a brush. I'll just hide the label because I don't want to do, like I said, a head-to-head A to B comparison. Put some paint on there, just like the other one. About the same thing. Actually, I'll paint with it. Like I said, I didn't want to do a head-to-head, but natural hairs, these feel to be drying out faster. Yeah, this is leaving. Okay. Yeah, it seems to be a little easier to clean the paint off. I mean, it came off my natural hairbrush, okay, but it seemed to just slide right off of this thing. So let's get number 2 over here. Just move on to a different color. Now, the handle on this number 2 is significantly smaller. In fact, I mean, well, actually, I think about it, it's bigger than thicker than one of my normal hairbrushes, or natural hairbrushes, but I'm comparing it to what I just used. Actually, I'm going to sketch. Let's see that. Yeah, I'm gonna sketch on some lines here just to see how the line work goes. Alright. Yeah. It's kind of holding its shape as I press down on it. I'm kind of not surprised, you know, it's so fine of a point. I'm kind of loading this thing up. It flows real nice though. Again, that's partially because of the paint. Now, I just caught myself out of force of habit just doing a bit of quick edge highlighting. That feels pretty good, actually. Sometimes I get a little aggressive with the edge highlighting in bristles are they'll start to spread apart in the center. These are holding the shape really well. And the paint is flowing out of the side from the end of it. This is pretty cool. I dig this. Just gonna be honest. I'm noticing the more and more I work with this, though, it is starting... It's not hooking like a bad brush, but I think maybe it's due to the fine point on this. This is holding its shape a little more. And yes, admittedly, I am being a little bit more delicate than normal, just because I don't understand, what the bristles are made up. I just want to be cautious, but yeah, it came right back. Okay. I know some of my natural hair brushes, they will definitely hold. Oh yeah, that it came right back. Now, granted, these are brand new, so they're gonna have a much better spring to them. Yeah, I dig that. Let's get the big 6 out and try some wet blending. Apologies for my nasal sounding voice. I think the weather changes got some allergy things going here. So let's we're gonna do a loaded brush thing. Let's load this up with the sky blue. And then we'll tip it off with some of the Arctic. Let's see if I can't work something out here. So I've got it loaded up there. It's gonna go top to bottom. Oh yeah. It's a little tough to see. I think it got a little bright. Yeah, I like that. Let's try it again. Again, I'm not really going for anything here. This is just a spare piece, so kind of grabbing whatever surface I can find. Yeah. That works really well. And again, that paint is just sliding right off of these brushes. I don't know if that has anything to do with the fact that they were initially developed for dental work. But I can easily say these are... I could really see using these for painting miniatures. So yeah, I mean, base coating goes on really well. I'm going to try glazing. I imagine that will work just fine. Any other paint technique is going to work just fine. Detail work, that number 2 held that point for doing some scratch work on here on the edge. Might be a little tough to see in camera. I'm kind of painting small. I'll go figure with a number 6. I'm painting small. But the tip on this thing is really, really nice. Yeah, okay. I gotta admit, I'm impressed here. Now, again, cleaning them, treat them like natural hair. I've always been told don't use actual like brush cleaner like that Winsor Newton stuff, because it can be very harsh and synthetic. It destroys, plastic, and it just tears things apart. but the Masters, it's pretty safe. It's basically just soap. Not that I really need to clean it right now, but I'll use a little bit. So overall, yeah, really impressed. Now, as far as price point, it's going to be tough because I went to search for these and it looked like I had to go through, I don't want to say medical suppliers, but you're not going to, I didn't find these on Amazon or Walmart.com. So it's a tough comparison to what's already out there for the hobby. I guess basically because I've used everything from $4 brushes I find at the big box hobby store, and I've gone all the way up to the really expensive, artist brushes from the usual companies, and they've all had their hits and misses. I've had really expensive brushes that have just totally tanked on me, and I've had brushes from the hobby store for literally $3.99 that I'm still using just because they're workhorse. They just worked out. So if these were in the same price point as some of the kind of higher end miniature hobby brushes, those companies out there, if they stuck within those prices, I would actually pay that and maybe a little bit over, especially for stuff like this. I know to me this is the coolest thing in the world because of I really like this handle. I don't really need to buy another handle, but I just need this or different size, whatever. I know it's different for everybody. I think it's cool. I really like it. That's a cool feature for me. That would be a big selling point just to me on that right there. So I think these, if you don't already have some of the higher end brushes and there's a way for you to purchase these, I think these are definitely an option. And I know there's a lot of people out there that are against natural hair brushes for obvious reasons, with people are vegan, or they're not with the using animal hair. I have no opinion either way, but I know there's people like that and they like to use synthetics. If these are truly fully synthetic, these would be an awesome option. So yeah, again, this is Charlie. It's a No Plan Painting. We've been reviewing. Oh, my computer just locked up on me there. We were reviewing the Renfert Layart Evo brushes, the size 2 and the size 6 cone. And I'm very impressed with these, to say the least. Will they replace what I have? I mean, time will tell. But again, thanks to Charlie over at Renfert for sending these out to me to review. And have a good one, guys. Alright, this is like the last take I'm going to do on this. This is getting annoying. So let's go. Thanks for staying to the end of this review. I just wanted to get over a couple of things here. Now that I've had some more time with these, I'll get straight to it. The number 6. This is a fantastic brush. I would buy it at the same prices as other brushes in our hobby that are up there. You know, the brands that are kind of on top of our game. This is up there. This is a huge deal to me. I know some people are going to think it's gimmicky. I don't, as I like the metal handles. I don't want to have to buy it twice if I don't have to. I can spend more money on different sizes and styles of bristles. That being said, I think this would be great for people that are opposed to using natural hair, not animal hair brushes. I know there's a crowd out there that doesn't like that. These are synthetic. I've never really had a lot of time with synthetics, and I really enjoy these compared to my natural hair brushes. These are going to hit the table a lot. The only problem I had was the number 2 is still fantastic. It still has the removable, the removable top there. This end on here, I don't know if it's because it's like a needle. I was having to go back and forth to paint, then water, and back to the model. I mean, it's, again, frequent flyer miles here with this thing. I think the paint was collecting at that incredibly fine tip and drying out way too fast. This would, I mean, it was good when I really thinned out the paint and I did some more sketchy lines on there. It was really fun doing that, but it was, again, it took some time going between everything to keep that flowing. As far as care and cleaning these, treat them like any of the synthetic. I use Masters brush cleaner and water. That's it. And they cleaned up really easy. I know they're brand new brushes, but I have had brand new hair brushes that are a nightmare to clean. These were nice. So, to sum it up, would I recommend these? If you are looking for a new set of brushes, you like synthetics, you have an aversion to using natural animal hair brushes, these are definitely something to look into. I am probably myself going to look at buying a size between the 2 and the 6. I imagine that being a 4. But I really enjoyed working with them. So a really huge shout out to Charlie and the team over at Renfert for sending these over for review. I really enjoyed these. If you have a chance, it's not the easiest thing to get right now. I will put some links in the description if I can find places for these to be purchased. As of right now, I was having a little trouble. Charlie did send me some links. I'll put something down there. So again, thanks for watching. This is Charlie with No Plan Painting, and this has been the review on the Renfert Layart Evo number 2 and number 6 Bionic hair brushes.